Hey guys, it's Sydney, and today we're back at the bowling alley again. And we've got a super special ball for you guys here today. We've got the Outer Limits Black Hole. Now, I know this ball might be considered outdated since it's been out for a little bit, but I've kind of been on IR for a little bit, and I've been filming a lot of other people, and I've seen a lot of good things from it, and I was debating whether I wanted to drill it or not, but I really liked my NV Tour. So I think this can be kind of comparable. It's like a lane shine NV Tour, but without having to like throw the ball a million times to get to the lane shine point. So let's hit the lanes and see how this rolls for me. Okay, I'm gonna add a piece of tape in because Sydney has not bowled in a little bit of time. So bear with me while I get myself back together. It's kind of interesting how much I bowl now compared to before. And my thumb's swelling. It's kind of crazy. One day I'll be swollen, the next I'm not. I'm always messing with my tape, so don't be surprised if I take this out like halfway through the video because I'm notorious for that. All right, so I will say I have thrown this ball in league for a game, and that's the only time I've seen it like on the lanes. So I kind of want to give you guys like the raw review. So standing on about 15-ish, 16, and away we go. That looks good. First shot should always strike, and I seem to be really good at that. Maybe I'm just perfect. Striking Sydney has the name for a reason. But yeah, so I find this like super comparable to the NV Tour when it's lane shined, like I mentioned. It's an asymmetric solid, but the cover on it, like I said, has been, you know, what I like to call like pearlized. You know, it's been hit with some, you know, shine. It's, I think 2000 compound. I'll put the numbers like up here of what they all are so that way you guys can see them. But I like to play up the outside, and I think this is a ball that's going to allow me to stay left longer and play some, you know, shape down lane without it being too whippy. We're going to fall off shots too and still strike apparently because that's how just things go for me. I'm so good, I'm bad. Like I said, I've been on injury reserve for a little bit. I've got some neck issues, so sometimes that can kind of get in the way for me. But we're too young to have surgery. So let's throw a better shot here. Maybe I won't slide for days. There's also a chance somebody used Easy Slide on their shoe because we had a league before this, but let's try this again. That's much better. That's gonna hook. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. How can you complain about that? I mean, that is just like perfect down and in shot. It's controllable, but still you can watch it start to hook down lane and it looks so good. I mean, tell me if it doesn't, but I also love a like single colored ball. Like a black single colored ball has always been my favorite. And this is definitely a beauty. I mean, it's got some eye candy on the shelf. Some people like the like flashy colors and like cool pours and all that. And I'm like, I want simple. And I don't know, I just think it looks sick going down the lane. Another lefty, Brandon Bates, has been throwing it. He actually shot 300 with it. And it looks so good when he throws it. All right, change backgrounds while I was bowling, but that's never stopped me, ever. Hopefully I didn't just walk into my own shot. Sometimes I forget about my little friends down here, as Aaron likes to call them, who's part of the Lucky Bowler channel, which if you guys haven't yet, please go check out some of my videos on their channel. I'll put a link to it here. So let's not just keep throwing strikes because that's boring. Said no one ever. I'm gonna move right here and I'm just gonna kind of slow hook it a little and see what kind of shape we can get out of this. All right, so lanes haven't quite hit transition yet from what I usually like to see as a lefty when I say there's transition. So kind of skip through the oil, need some friction, which that makes sense because of the way that the cover is. I'd say that if it was closer to like, you know, 1,000 or 2,000, you know, without like this polished look on it or polished finish, you know, then I'd say that it could make that, you know, recovery, or it would hook early enough, but I dropped that. Nobody saw that. I think that this just needs a little bit of friction. So I'm gonna try to feed this one into the friction a little bit from there. Get my launch angles right. There we go. That should come back. Can't complain about a week 7, especially when it didn't hit that one as hard. The shape at the end of the lane is just crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, a rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy. I've been saying that a lot. I feel like it's like circa like 2012, like, you know, Reddit sub feeds when I say that. That's got a chance. Still a week 7. So if the lanes had transitioned, if I threw like 35 games, would that carry? Still probably not, because I don't have a high enough rev rate. But if I did, then maybe it would. Alrighty. Let's try to strike with this. I really am curious why it's not striking. Like, I feel like, obviously there's a reason for it, you know, if I put my logical whatever up here, you know, you know, here's why ball does this, ball does that, you know, whatever. But I feel like when you're hitting the pocket like this, it should just strike. But anyways, I'm actually gonna move further right, which I know that sounds counterintuitive, but it actually makes sense. And that's why that makes sense. Some people think, oh, if I'm leaving a 7-pin as a lefty, the ball is coming in high, but it depends on how the ball is going through the pins, and if it's a wrap 7 versus a flat 7, you know, that makes all the difference of how the ball is driving through the pins. So it actually had too much angle and too much drive, so therefore I moved right to try to close down the angle, and yeah, science. Didn't really like the shot off my hand, but if I try it again, maybe. Again, boop, boop, move right. That was ugly. I don't throw ugly shots on this channel. This is striking Sydney. No ugly shots here. That's a lie. I throw a lot of ugly shots, but they strike, and that's all that matters to me. So let's go back to, wow, I also haven't been wiping my ball off on every shot, which I usually say I do, but I didn't. So we'll just pretend I did and say that I did, but I won't. I'm gonna go back to my typical fun spot, up the gutter. Let's go further left than where I was before and see if I can kind of jam it up the gutter. Oh, strip 6. We take those hits any day. I'm so good. I'm so good. But yeah, so you can play it straight up the gutter. You can kind of play like the sweet spot or like benchmark zone, big dot, second arrow, and kind of play a little bit of a bend. Or you can like move in, play big bend, and hook the whole lane if you want to, when transition allows it. But yeah, let's throw one more and get the heck out of here. It's kind of my lunch hour, so comment your favorite food down below. My favorite food is sushi. I really like sushi. Sushi's a favorite. That looks good. Ah! What the heck is that? That was not a strike. I don't know what that was. Can't say I've left that before. That's a new one. But we're gonna try again here. Ball just went through the pins a little bit wonky. Also, here's how that piece of tape comes out. So, all right, let's try one more time doing that. I could just move back to my sweet spot, which I think that's a better idea. So let's just do that. And away we go. That looks good. And no, it doesn't. We're gonna be here all day at this rate. This is probably the longest part of my channel, is me just trying to strike at the end before I go home. Does anybody else do the like, you have to strike in order to leave the bowling center? Because I used to do that. And then I realized sometimes I really like the way I make a spare. And then I'm like, ooh, I nailed that 7-pin. Let's go home. And we're gonna get our background changed one more time. These monsters in the back kind of look like me, not gonna lie. That's what I like and look like when I wake up in the morning. Yep, exactly me. All right, back to 16 where I started. Boom. Boom. And there you have it, guys. That is the Outer Limits black hole. If you've been looking at all these new releases and are still debating on which one to get, there's so many like amazing choices. This has to be one of the best release groups I've seen in a long time. Like Hammerhead Pearl, Widow 3.0 Dynasty, Darkside Curse, like these balls just look great. So I recommend talking to your local pro shop, or you can always call us up at Lucky Builder Pro Shop, even if you're not around. That's where I'm housed at now in Sacramento, California. So if you guys have any questions, you can drop stuff in the comments too. And make sure that you're liking, subscribing, comment down below. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.